Scientists have created a new fish. And the best part is that it was a fucking accident. You see, this is a stlefish, and it is found absolutely fucking nowhere in the wild. No, this genetic accident is a nature mod produced exclusively in a single facility in Szarvas, Hungary. You see, the stlefish is a cross between the Russian sturgeon and the American paddlefish. And in the wild, the only way that hookup's happening is Discord, because they live on opposite sides of the fucking planet.
Hello, princess.
But this ain't the wild. This is Hungary's Fishing and Aquaculture Institute, HAKI, where a group of researchers is trying to figure out how the fuck to repopulate the critically endangered Russian sturgeon, using a neat trick called gynogenesis. But, what the fuck is that? Well, you see, usually, when sturgeons reproduce, the females lay a shitload of eggs in the water, which are then, fertilized by the males. This fertilization requires two of the same species to tango, with 50% of the offspring DNA being contributed from the egg and 50% from the source. In gynogenesis, 100% of the offspring's DNA is contributed by the mother. Now, because sturgeons can't do this naturally, the researchers hatched a plan. They would take sperm from the far less endangered American paddlefish and microwave that shit with UV radiation, destroying the DNA it carries, but still allowing it to stimulate the egg into growing without the father's DNA. And thus, gynogenesis. But, there's a problem. The paddlefish was just a little too genetically similar to the sturgeon, and they did not leave the swimmers in the microwave long enough. So instead of a bunch of perfect little sturgeon babies, we got the stlefish, which is a literal genetic dead end. It is incapable of reproducing. I feel bad for it. It was an accident and it gets no bitches. Abysmal existence, RNG.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it.
People hate this groundhog. But why?
I'm like, what is it f*** me for?
Well, because this is no ordinary hog. This distinguished gentleman is Punxsutawney Phil, a resident of the US of A, specifically the town of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, where he has a very important job. He predicts the weather. And he does it through the Groundhog Day ceremony. But, what the f*** is that? Well, basically, every year on the 2nd of February, crowds gather at the Gobbler's Knob. Stop laughing. This is a very serious ceremony. Quit it. And then, at dawn, the unbelievably dripped out inner circle of the Groundhog Club retrieve the allegedly 140-year-old Phil from his knob. Phil then selects a scroll from the tip of the knob based on whether or not he saw his shadow when being yanked from his home. And if he did see his shadow, winter will last for 6 more weeks. And this year, Phil has predicted 6 more weeks of Mayolt. And for some reason, this year, that prediction has royally pissed off many people online. See, I just think he's doing his fucking job. But the tweet that shared his prediction has some of the most angry yet fucking hilarious responses. And I made this video to read you the best of them. Turn him into a steak. That groundhog is going in the microwave. If I saw Punxsutawney Phil, I would punt him like a football. And last but not least, POV, you are the deep fryer at Raising Cane's. Australia's Prime Minister disappeared. No, that is not a joke. This is Harold Holt, the 17th Prime Minister of Australia. And when I say he disappeared, I don't mean he retired from public life, never to be heard from again. I mean, we literally fucking lost him midway through his term. That is like the Secret Service losing the fucking president.
Now let me be clear.
Which begs a very important question. Fucking how? Well, you see, Holt was elected Prime Minister in 1966. And one of the most well-known facts about him was that he fucking loved the ocean.
Be free!
Which is why, on December 17th, 1967, while taking a day off from leading Spider Island, Holt convinced his mates to shop for a cheeky swim before they went out to lunch. And so they pulled into Cheviot Beach in Victoria. Now on that day, the ocean was, putting it lightly, fucked. And so all of Holt's friends warned him that maybe visiting Nemo today was a bad idea. Holt responded, and I quote, "I know this beach like the back of my hand." Hopped into the water and started swimming away from the shore. And he kept swimming. Further. And further. Yeah, right, mate, that's far enough. You can come back now. Wait, where the fuck is he? Yeah, they completely lost sight of him. Because the Prime Minister was fucking gone. This caused the leaderless Australian government to shit themselves and start playing Where's Holto?
I am under the water.
Search and rescue teams scoured the coast for weeks and came up with absolutely fucking nothing. Not even a body. The sitting Prime Minister had vanished without a trace. Some conspiracy theorists say he got picked up by a submarine. The odds are he fucking drowned. But most importantly, with the tragic loss of our nation's Prime Minister at sea, how did we choose to commemorate the man who was clapped by the ocean? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because we named a fucking swimming pool after him. Octopuses bleed blue. But why?
Why are you blue?
Well, actually, it's not just octopuses. If you lined up Gary, Larry the Lobster, and Mr. Krabs, you will find that all of them bleed Gatorade. Now, this isn't just for aesthetic purposes. Running what appears to be blended up Smurf through their veins actually serves an important purpose. And to learn what that is, we gotta talk about your blood. You see, your circulatory system is based on iron. Iron is used to produce hemoglobin, which in turn carry oxygen around the body, allowing for you to, exist. And when iron is exposed to oxygen, it oxidizes and goes red, which is why when you get shanked, sprays out tomato sauce. Now here is the fun part. The cast of SpongeBob don't run on iron. Their circulatory system is based on copper. So rather than hemoglobin, the copper creates hemomyosin to cart the oxygen around. And as anyone who's ever seen the Statue of Liberty can attest, when copper oxidizes, it turns blue. Now, the reason for them evolving copper is pretty simple. Our blood fucking sucks. See, the inferior hemoglobin is far less efficient at binding oxygen than the Chad hemocyanin. And considering all of these bad boys live or travel through incredibly cold, low oxygen environments, they need to get the most out of every breath they take. They basically switched evolution teams from red to blue because red blood has a skill issue.